Has a red light in the bottom, in the top right.
Good. Hopefully it doesn't turn off before my 30 minutes.
Love you.
I love you too, baby. Bye.
Bye.
Hey YouTube, it's Kate. I'm doing something a little bit different than my last video, which was a review. I'm doing a little bit of my experience / hints and tips of moving away from home to uni or college, whatever you call it. I'll start with my experience. I moved away when I was 18 years old. I was fresh out of high school. I'd never been away from home before. And I moved up to Adelaide, which is a city here in Australia. And it was 5 hours away from where my family was. So I didn't know anyone. As luck had it, I had a girl that I went to high school with 3 doors up from me, which was really handy those first couple of days. I really struggled to move away from home. I am very much a family orientated person. I'm not a massive city person. I do love the country air. I did not cope. I called my mum. She'd been gone for half an hour and I'm like, come pick me up, like I can't do this. She didn't. She was very supportive. She said she'd turn around, but I'm very much a doer and I was like, no, I've got to do this. I can do it. I just want you to know I'm upset. She was always like, give it 6 months, then see how you feel, which is one thing I definitely recommend. If you've moved away from home, your first 6 weeks are going to be hell. They're going to be super hard. So give it 6 months and then reevaluate and see how you feel. I was also super duper sick when I moved. I had lost my voice, which wasn't very good when you're trying to meet people at parties with super loud music. However, I was feeling so rotten. I was talking to my mother and I was like, oh, there's this pub night on. I think I might just stay home. She goes, no, go up. Just go for a little bit and see like how you go. So I went up and I found some girls that I knew. One was the girl that lived 3 doors up from me that I knew from high school and a few other people. We were sitting there, next minute, turn around, they're all gone. I'm sitting here in this massive pub with all these people and I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? There's a girl next to me on the couch and she was with the same group of people and she was in the same situation, looked around and they were gone. So I started talking to her and we talked for the whole night. We went back to my room and we just chat. We had so many things in common. And what do you know, she's my best friend and we've been friends for 4 years and I think we'll be friends till we're old and wrinkly and we die. That's just the way it's going to be. So I had a really crappy O group. I didn't have any friends in my O group. They were really quiet and my leaders, they were very much party goers. We didn't see a lot of them. The communication was terrible. I also became friends with my neighbour. She was a returner. She wasn't a fresher like I was. So we had our rooms next to each other and we stayed that way for 3 years. I ran into her as she was coming out of the toilet or I was coming out of the toilet or something. It was really weird. We were very similar, both very family orientated and we bonded a lot over cute cat videos at like 11 o'clock at night. It's amazing who you can meet. Like your neighbour might just be your best friend. Or honestly, you're completely different and you like to study and be quiet like I do. Well, I used to. Not anymore. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to like what to expect. Living in a college or combined living, it's loud. There's always going to be a few people that love to party, they love their music, or they're just loud people, which is awesome. I hate being in a quiet house. It's so weird because I've grown up in a house with people around and so my house was always loud and full of noise, so that didn't bother me so much unless I was studying and there's people getting ready to go to a Tonsley night or Sunday night at the Grand Bar. It's a good atmosphere. I didn't like sharing my bathroom or my kitchen. That's just a personal thing for me, but it was always made for a laugh. Like if people leave stuff in the sink, it's good bonding conversations. You can bitch to other people about it. The people are always really lovely. They're all in the same boat. You guys are all smashed into this big place together. You've not really moved out of home or you've moved so far from your family. You don't know what to expect. You're awed by everything that's going on around you. Everyone's super friendly. I never once met someone who was mean. In my first year, that is. As you go on, people change. It's great. It's a very supportive place. That's why I totally recommend anyone who's moving away from a small town to try and get into a college. It's the easiest way to make friends. You've got support all around you. And for me personally, like, we had food given to us 5 days a week, so you didn't have to worry about cooking. Like, that was so helpful, because now if I've got a late class or something, or I'm studying all day, the last thing I want to do is cook at the end of the day. But I have to. Yay for being an adult. I'm going to move on to some hints and tips that I've just written down. So my first one is, like I said, join a college if you can, or if not, join a group. If you've got interests like drawing or acting or singing or music or religion you follow or something, there's going to be a group at the university that other people are going to be in, and you're going to be able to bond over something because you've got a lot of similar interests and everything. I probably should take some of my own advice for joining a group, but now that I'm a bit older and I've got other responsibilities like cooking, cleaning, I've got a job now. My next one is, don't expect amazing grades in your first semester. My teachers in high school said that, oh, you know, we're preparing you for uni. Like, you must do your homework because that's what it's going to be like at university. And yes, it is, but it's very different. So I was not a straight A student, but I got consistently high grades. I went to university and nearly failed 2 topics. It's so much different. Even this time around, like, I moved to Sydney. That's where I'm studying now for my masters. And I didn't get good grades in my first semester. I think I got 3 passes and a credit, which is fine, which is okay. You don't have to get good grades because there's so many other things going on around you. You're meeting people, you're getting used to a new city, you're getting used to living somewhere else. There's so many other things going on in your mind, and you can't put that 110% into your papers and your essays and your study all the time. That's not what life's about. My next one is, don't expect your degree to be the right one for you. My biggest reasoning for this is, in year 12 or your final year, teachers are like, oh, you must choose the right course. You need to decide on a U course. Don't rush yourself. Just get to uni, be in your course, experience, have a bit of a feel around. If you don't like it, change it. I moved to university and I applied for a double degree. I did education and arts, and I decided that education really wasn't for me. I should have known, because I'm terrible with children. No. So I dropped the education and I went to arts. I majored in business and creative writing, and they're 2 things that I have done nothing with and could do nothing with. My major in business was useless for real life situations, so I got a lot of knowledge on a lot of different areas in business, and I probably could have gotten an admin job or something, but that's not really where I wanted to be. So now I've moved to Sydney and I'm doing my master's in accounting. And 4 weeks ago, I just changed my degree again. It's still the same degree, but I've got a few extra topics added onto it. So don't expect your degree to be right. And my next thing runs on from that, and it's, don't be afraid to change your degree. It is so much money for something that you're not enjoying and something that you're not going to do anything with as well. Get in, have a bit of a feel around, and see what you like best. If you really don't like your degree, don't continue with it. If you want, take 6 months, defer your degree, like just for the semester, and have a think about what you want to do. And either go back and you'll find that you've got a renewed passion for it, or you'll decide that that's definitely not what you want to do. And maybe you'll find something else that you really want to do, or maybe university isn't for you at all. And that's okay as well. So don't ever be afraid to change your degree. I've changed mine 3 or 4 times now, and it's fine. That's what life's about, especially university. It's about growing, changing, and finding out who your true self is. My next tip is, try something different at least once a year, or in your first year, just try something different. Join a club, or if you're not a big party goer, go to one of the parties. If you are finding you're a little bit lonely, join one of the committees, or just go along to a meeting. Who knows, you might find someone that you really click with. You can find that you might really fit in there. And my last thing, which sort of is the same, is don't be shy. Don't be that person that sits in the corner and does nothing. You need to go and you need to talk to people. If there's someone sitting at the dining table and they're really shy, they're quiet, and they look just as lost as you feel, go over and have a talk to them. You never know. There might be someone that you'll be friends with for the rest of your life. But don't be afraid to talk to people. Humans really, they thrive on communication and they thrive on talking with others. We learn so much from other people. Even in your uni classes, strike up a conversation. All you gotta say is, hey, how are you? How are you coping? How are you doing with the course? It might be something so boring, but who knows that they might sit next to you next week and the week after, and next thing you know, you're talking about more than just university. So my biggest tip on how to cope is to take a breath, which is something that I sometimes struggle with, but I remember in my first semester I got really depressed at the end of the 13 weeks. I wasn't coping, I was really upset, I didn't want to talk to people, I didn't want to see anyone. I went home and I took a breath and I took stock of what I was doing, where I was going, and reasoned with myself that my worry and my doubt wasn't required. So I came back to university with this renewed passion and excitement for it. I changed my degree. I got out of what I was doing. I stayed there for the next 3 years. I stuck it out because I just took that time to have a bit of a breather. Because university can be very overwhelming. It's all self-study. There's no one to crack the whip and tell you to get a wriggle on, and there's no one to push you. You've got to push yourself. You've got to be your own coach. And that can be really hard. And with all the other stuff that's going on, like events, assignments, catching up with people, finding time for your family, finding time for yourself, like it all gets so much. So sometimes you just need to take a breath and relax and take control of your life. Don't let it spin out of control. That would have to be my biggest, oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? Tip? I don't know. So just take a breath every now and then, and find some friends and communicate with people. And my last thing it says on this piece of paper is don't worry. And I'm such a hypocrite for saying this because I worry all the time. At least once every 3 months I'll have a massive meltdown because I don't take control of my emotions and my stress, and I stress out and I worry about things. And you can't worry about the future and what's going to happen and whether we're going to succeed, because we don't know that. Worrying about it is such a waste of time. It's going to be fine. Just take a breath, relax. Don't be afraid to fail, and don't think that by giving up or changing your degree or doing something different, or even deciding that university just isn't for you, don't feel like you failed, because we learn from these things and we become better people. You might decide that it's too hard, or you don't like it, you don't like the lifestyle, you're not getting along, you don't like your degree, and you leave it. You didn't fail. You tried it. You in yourself succeeded at helping yourself grow. And that's what's most important. We put so much pressure on ourselves to make our family feel proud of us, and that's not right. A couple of months ago, I was really worried about getting crappy grades. You know, it was my first semester, got crappy grades, called up my mum in absolute tears, like, I'm so sorry, I'm failing you, I'm not succeeding the way I thought I would. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm proud of you every single day for doing it. And I didn't even think about that. I thought that she wanted me to have perfect grades and be top of the class, when she was already proud of me for trying hard and doing stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, my nose is itchy. Okay, don't worry about pleasing people. You need to please yourself. At the end of the day, it's your life and you've got to live with the choices that you make. As an overall, don't worry as much. A little bit of worry is okay, but don't let it spiral out of control. Don't find yourself in a heap of tears with a tub of ice cream, or out in the town drunk and you can't find your bloody nose. Don't do that. Take a breath every now and then. Just breathe in and breathe out. And have a bit of a think. I go to the gym to deal with a lot of my stress. I go to the gym every couple of days. I also do that because I haven't made a lot of friends living in Sydney. It's quite a big place, but my degree is full of a lot of cliquey people. There's people that I talk to at uni about uni stuff, but I don't have any friends outside of uni, and that's okay for me right now. Don't be shy. Do not be shy. Go talk to people. Make sure you talk to someone every day. It doesn't have to be someone different, but if you see someone who's not with any other people, go sit next to them. Go say hello. And even if you sit next to them in this awkward silence, it doesn't matter. You tried, and if they don't, oh my god, my nose. Okay, and if they don't want to talk to you, that's fine. You tried, you did something new, which is the other thing. Do something different. Try something different. Don't be afraid to try something different. Don't be afraid to change your degree, or don't expect your degree to be right the first time. Don't expect amazing grades in your first semester, because moving away in your first semester is bloody difficult. And also, try and get into a college if you can, or join a group. Support is one of the biggest things that you need at university, and your family is going to support you no matter where they are, but sometimes you just need someone there. Okay, I hope I've helped some of you in some way by giving you my experience, and so a few hints and tips. I didn't want to sit here and give you tips about studying, because you're going to hear all that in your first week of university. You're going to hear that towards exam time. The lecturers will tell you how to study. I'm here to tell you how to deal with the emotional toll that moving away from your family and starting college can have on you. I wanted to give you a few tips on dealing with your emotions. It is very hard moving away from your family, and the whole college and university thing is nothing like high school. It is nothing like high school. I hope to see some of you again soon with another video. Keep an eye out, and all the best luck with your university and your college, this new chapter in your life, and all the best with your grades. Try hard, but don't let it overwhelm you. Enjoy university and have some fun. Life is too short for you not to have fun. Don't get stuck in your room studying. Don't say no because you're studying. Go and try something. Have a good day or evening, depending on when you're watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.